Welkom. U luistert naar Vrijheidradio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Freedom Radio. We are here in the studio in Café Libertaria with Rian, Johan, that's my name, Lucas, and our very special guest all the way from Uganda, it's Behangana Keneth. I say your name right? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well. And it's a special reason that you are here because there are elections coming in Uganda, and we talk about that later. But first, tell the listeners who you are and what you do. Tell us about yourself. Yeah, the mic is all yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, our listeners, my name is Behangana Keneth Ssenkabirwa. My friends on Facebook and other platforms, they know me as Libertarian, Daniel Grundy. Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook. That's my name on Facebook. Yeah, I'm from Uganda, Kampala, capital state. I'm a young boy, 22 years old, and I have a diploma in fisheries management and technologies. But for the past 3 years, I have been a student for liberty in Africa, and I'm a libertarian. I'm a local coordinator for Students for Liberty Africa. Yes.
Okay.
Any more information about me I can talk about? Yeah, I'm a young entrepreneur.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm currently running a business called Grundy Fish Express Technocrats. We are dealing in fast foods of fried fish, roasted fish, and simple foods such as boiled cassava, chips, bananas, matoke for our local language. And I'm a youth mentor on Facebook. I'm a youth mentor in entrepreneurship and leadership in the classical liberalism. We have our Facebook youthpreneur discussions. And also, I'm an advocate of peace, unity, and classical liberalism in Africa. I'm very glad for having been hosted on Freedom Radio of the Netherlands, and I'm happy to speak to you about Uganda currently because we are in lockdown and we are also heading for the forthcoming elections in 2021 next year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, first, tell us about how is it in Uganda?
Yes, currently Uganda, we have been in lockdown over the coronavirus pandemic since 18th of March this year. That is when the president announced and stopped vehicles from moving, stopped schools, stopped churches, stopped bars, among other businesses. He locked everything on 18th of March. And since then, he has been topping the lockdown. And now we have been in a phase of 21 days in a lockdown. And these days are ending tomorrow. We are waiting. Yeah, they are ending on Tuesday. So we are expecting the president to come out tomorrow and talk about what next after Tuesday. That is on 5th of May. Yes, another thing is that Uganda, we are a landlocked country. being a landlocked country, businesses have come to a standstill because all borders are closed, and yet other countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Congo, which at least access the coastline, access the sea, are also having very many cases as compared to Uganda. But currently Uganda, for us, our cases are coming to flattening according to what the government says, because the citizens, we are not aware what is taking place. It's the government that announces, so for us, the citizens, we are not aware. So according to what the government tells us, our cases are flattening, and right now we have 83 cases, but out of 83 cases, about 55 people have recovered from coronavirus, but we also have other imported cases from the truck drivers of our nearby countries. So generally, currently, we only have about 15 cases, 15 active cases. No one has died. So about 15 active cases are the ones which are still in the hospital and they are being hospitalized. But people are healing. We don't know which drug the government is using, but people are healing according to the government news.
How many people live in Uganda?
The people who are still in hospitals.
No. The how many people live in the country, Uganda? Just the amount of people that live in the country.
Oh,
inhabitants.
The population.
Yeah.
The population of Uganda. Yeah, we are currently. Yeah, the last census was done in 2010, and we are currently around 35 million people.
Okay.
But
and 55 people are in hospital.
Yes.
So because of that number,
no, 55 people have recovered. 55 people have recovered, and about 15 people are the only ones in hospital now.
Okay.
That's not so much.
That's not so much, and for How many people have malaria?
The people.
Yeah.
Come again.
How many people have malaria or other diseases?
Oh, people suffering from other diseases, I may not tell. But what I can say is that other diseases have also been affecting us so much, including AIDS, including malaria, including cancer, and others. Maybe what I can say.
They never did the lockdown for those for malaria, for example.
Yes, yeah. During this lockdown, most of the hospitals, most of the government hospitals have been closed and restricted to receiving only corona cases. For example, like our major hospital, Mulago, and some other hospitals such as Entebbe, Grade B Hospital, which are the biggest hospitals in Uganda, have been closed from access to other sick people cases who are suffering from other diseases, apart from those people who AIDS, who go there to get drugs. But other people currently are using hospitals, of which not everyone can manage going to private hospitals, because we have the highest percentage of poor people who are living under the poverty line. And to my dismay, or to my kindness, or to my being touched, is that the biggest percentage of the poor people in Uganda are the youth, because about 78% of the Ugandan youth are unemployed.
Wow. Employed as in, of unemployed as in unemployed according to government data, or also really not employed in the black market?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they are both unemployed. Like they cannot access government jobs, and again, they cannot afford to start up their businesses. They cannot afford to start up. Actually, Uganda, we have like the highest zeal of the youth to do business, but they cannot join the business world because restrictions regularizing businesses are very high. For example, high taxes in our country, that a youth to join business, it becomes difficult for them because the taxes are so high. You find that in a place like Kampala, our capital state, in the town, a youth startup is going to pay the same tax as the company which has been existing, as long as they are operating in the same area. So they don't mind how the other one is benefiting and how much profits they are making. But for them, as long as you are in that area, you have to pay that tax. So that is making the youth so much restricted from starting up their own businesses. Governments are just increasing taxes. I don't know, maybe because they want to resettle or to repay back the loans that they get from China and etc. I don't know, but corruption also is very high. I think if you can follow the statistics, Uganda is one of the is among the 10 countries, most corrupt countries, the first 10 countries which are most corrupt. So corruption is very high. And another thing, we have a very big size of government. Government is too large, that we have more than 425 members of parliament, the parliament, and even we have the biggest local government. So you see that everything that is done in Uganda is done to increase taxes, and that puts a youth like myself being restricted so much, get involved in economic development.
If I may ask, thank you very much. If I may ask, how big is the tax percentage that you need to pay?
Yes. If I can talk about the tax, there are very many taxes that the government charges. But when you are to start up your business, in Uganda, we have got what is called Uganda registration. It is URSB, Uganda Registration Services Bureau. And we have got URA, Uganda Revenue Authority. So when you start your business, you must first go and get a tax identification number from the URA. That one is, according to the constitution, it is supposed to be for free, but with the Uganda's corrupt leadership, you can hardly access it for free anywhere. You have to pay more than $10. Actually, not only $10, more than $30 access it. That is about 100,000 shillings of Uganda. Access the tax identification number. Then you have to go to URSB, register your business name, or if it is going to be a company, register your business as a company with the shares and etc. There you are also going to pay huge amounts of money on registration. Actually, it depends, but for business name registration, it can range from $30 to $50. Then for company registration, that one, it is too high. And so it also depends on who has taken you. Yeah, it also depends on who has taken you. but it is too high. Then finishing that, you have to pay. For example, like myself, I have my startup is in the food industry. So you have to go for health inspection and etc. all those things, and you have to pay huge amounts of money. Then later, when they allow you, you have to pay, like if you are in town, you have to pay a license with KCCA, that is Kampala Capital State Authority. And now, like me, who has been operating in the middle of the city, shauri yako na chikubo, you have to pay money not less than 400,000 shillings. So 400,000 shillings, that is about to $120, 120 US dollars. Yeah.
Wow.
150, I think. It's about that. Yeah, it's about 150, I think. Then after that, you will think that you have finished, but you will go down to where you work from still. The local council, LC1, LC2, LC3, they are also going to come asking who has brought you. You have to pay something to them. And then there will also be other people, other charges, like now those charges of the cleaners who clean town, what? They privatized that one. It was government role, but they privatized it. And then you have also to pay taxes for taking your rubbish and etc. So generally, and then you have also to pay taxes to the kingdom, because here in Kampala, there is also a kingdom, the Uganda kingdom. So you have to pay taxes that are going to the palace, which they call the Kabaka, the Kabaka pocket or the king's pocket. You have to pay something there. And if you are not connected, there will always be some people that will always be coming, the fraudsters, but who are also connected with the authorities, that if you do not pay them something, they may cause your business to delay somewhere. So generally in Uganda, I think taxation has become a fraud business among the government officials, connecting with the conmen and etc. And it is really affecting the youth from getting involved in business.
Wow.
If you look at the total amount of taxes and as a percentage of your total revenue, how much percentage goes to the several governments?
Yeah, I think that is a good question for me, because at least I'm now 5 months into my fast food business. If I can do that, like if I can put it on per month, net income to tax, net income to tax per month, I can say it is something like, to make a good ratio, but generally it is like 1-to-1. Is 1-to-1. Almost you will find that net income is equivalent to the taxes that you pay. So it only needs that your company is big and you have big produce and you are selling to big market. That is when you can start saving something.
So for small business, almost 100% of the total revenue, net revenue, goes to the tax, right?
Yeah, so yes, so that's why you find that most of the people who are involved in small businesses are currently suffering in this lockdown, because they live on a hand-to-mouth economy. what they make today is what they eat. So that means that spending these almost 2 months in lockdown, actually not, 2 months in lockdown, now it has made them to starve. Some of them are committing suicide. I think you have always seen some news, but some news, of course, it is being blackmailed from access to news reporters or from access to the media. But seriously, you can see that people who have been having some small businesses in town have actually currently been requesting from the government that they go back to their villages at least where they can get free food. But currently, they have just gone.
You are being heard from that side. You are speaking to somebody very speaking.
So,
really bad behavior.
So that's the problem.
Okay. Are there a lot of how big is the black market? So the markets that escape governments.
The size of the markets?
Yeah. So there's an official market where you pay taxes, but what you can also do is pay money to someone directly without declaring it to the government or to the tax service. So you just do it out of the pockets.
Under the table.
Under the table. Yeah, so not to government officials.
I have not got the question very well.
Okay. So usually when there are markets that are hindered by governments, like seems to be the case in Uganda, there are also people just trading along each other without telling the government about it. So they just go on the street, sell something, keep the money for themselves, and don't tell anyone about it.
Yes.
Is that a big?
Actually what you have said is that most of us youth are involved in that black market, mostly in the middle of the city. You will find that most of the youth are on the streets. They are operating illegally, but of course they are always being disturbed by the authorities of the city. So yes, they can make some money, but they are always being disturbed by the authorities of the city. I think if you have been seeing in some videos, you will always see women on the streets selling some raw food, selling some fruits, vegetables on the streets. But those ones are always being disturbed by the authorities, and every now and then, the capital state authorities and police always come to beat them up, but they don't give up because they are looking for what to eat, and they are looking for school fees to pay for their children and etc. So they cannot give up.
Okay, that's tragic. So we have now in Uganda the Libertarian Party.
Yes.
And you founded it, or are there more people that joined you, or with which the party was founded?
Yeah, the Libertarian Party, the African Libertarian Union, we started last year in May. That's when we started mobilizing to start it as a group of students who were involved in as a group of students who were involved in the Africa Libertarian, in the Africa Students for Liberty movement. So when we saw that the ideas of liberty were very good, mostly on free markets and free trade, limited government and rule of law, we decided that let us get out and start up a Libertarian party, because we saw that all the parties and political movements which were in town were generally socialist and also aiming at their opportunistic advantages. So we decided to start up that political party. We have currently wrote to the Electoral Commission, and they have allowed us to start looking for signatures from the whole country. So we are on that process, but we had just started it, wanted to do voluntarily because our pockets we are bankrupt. We don't have money to go around all the districts because we have 100 and more than 150, actually it is 154 counties, 54 districts in Uganda, and they want that we have at least 100 signatures being solicited from each district. So we had just going to start on the process, but now the lockdown has come and we also don't have the money, but we are determined and we wish that if we can get some help from our fellow Libertarians around the world, we can start on the process. But some of us who are really determined to see that the youth can live a good life, can also enjoy business, can also enjoy free trade, we are determined to move around, but of course we cannot manage to reach to those deep areas to look for those signatures. But we are determined and we wish that we see African Libertarian Union grow, and we enter that by 2050, by the year 2050, we have splashed this Liberty movement across Africa such that the youth can get involved in entrepreneurship, can enjoy free trade, can enjoy free market. We can have smaller governments which can be controlled by the civil society, and the rule of law can also be there such that no one is above the law. Because currently in Africa, the president will wake up tomorrow and just put some law which is not even in the constitution, and all of them have to follow because there is police, there is military, there is the army. So if you refuse, you'll be charged with some cases. For example, currently in Uganda under the lockdown, the president put the charge of attempted murder. So if you go against any directive, they will go and charge you life imprisonment. So those are the things that are making us, the young generation, the young cheetah generation, get so much annoyed and wish that we can change. But we are determined. For whatever restrictions, we are just loyal to them. We cannot do anything. We are persistent, and we wish that we can move on slowly by slowly. We are ready for entrepreneurship. Everyone has got an idea, but fulfilling the idea is currently the problem because restrictions are too high.
When are the elections?
The elections were supposed to be in February next year.
Okay.
So we wanted that by the end of this year, we have solicited all the signatures from the community.
How many people is it now? Uganda, the Libertarian Party?
Yeah, we started it. When we are starting, we were 25 people, but currently we have registered around 150. So each and every person who is involved in the Student for Liberty movement, students who are still in the universities and in other institutions, they are also willing to join. And yet currently the Student for Liberty movement, I think it has already reached to 1,000 students currently, because we have moved, we have made events on our own pockets, we have solicited for funds on the people who are willing to see a greater Uganda, and I think we are currently like 1,000, can reach 1,000 people who have already known about the Libertarian movement. But currently the registered members in the party, we are 150, because we were just accepted to look for signatures last year in December.
And when do the signatures need to be in? To
The
be allowed?
signatures need to be, they need to be in by December this year.
Okay.
But now lockdown is also here, so we don't know whether the Electoral Commission can give us some more time. But if we can have funding, I think we can still do it and it goes on well.
How much money do you need to be able to get the
we had
signatures?
We had not made the real budget, but I think since a very small time is remaining, about 6 months, we need about 1 billion Ugandan shillings, and 1 billion Ugandan shillings. That is about let me see. It's about $350.
Well, I made a Bitcoin QR code for you.
Yes.
I will show it after the show, so people can do a Bitcoin donation to you.
Yes.
And you can exchange it for the local currency.
Yes.
I'll show it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And Jurjen, Lucas, you have more questions?
Not for now. I think it's a good idea to collect a lot of money for your party. And
we'll do that. I had also questions. Because you wanted to become a Lord Councillor of the local government of the city where you now live. I forgot the name. Where did you live? Which city?
Yes, it is Kampala.
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 Having seen that the youth do not have voice, do not have accessibility to voice, talk to the public or get involved in this government system such that they can try to change it, I decided that let me come out and be their example and stand for Lord Councillor. So Lord Councillor, I will be parliamentary representative in the city, taking ideas of the city. So since the city is the one where there is much trade, I got so much optimistic that I can get involved and influence the businessmen and the youth who are suffering in town over taxes and etc. So that's where we can start, since trade is a win-to-win for everyone. So that's where we can start. So that's why I decided, let me come out. I stand for Lord Councillor next year, 2021, such that I come on the Libertarian movement. I advocate for classical liberalism. I start from there preaching it, and people now can know about it, because the youth, some of them, they know the ideas, but they fear themselves. They haven't got the confidence. But from my side, let me first be their example. They come under the Libertarian movement. That is when, if the Libertarian movement can have much influence in the city where there is trade, since our principles are mostly favoring success of trade and business, then there we can start getting support from people, and they can be behind us. Once we get support from people, I don't think the government system can fail us.
True. The media in Uganda, so the TV, the newspapers,
yes.
How is that? Is that all government controlled, or is it are there also free independent media?
Yeah, the media is half-half. I won't say it is fully government controlled or fully private, but according to the government, there is, of course, they have what they want the public to listen to. But some media people you find that someone working on a certain television has also got his own page on Facebook, and people are following him. He has a big following because they know so and so is working on this television. So they are free to post on their Facebook pages, but on the TVs, maybe if something is so much opposition, the government may be against it. But for us, we want that we first teach the people our ideology, and then we involve the media on the ideology, not showing so much of opposition or so much of being violent. Because if we become violent, then some of our members may be charged with attempted murder and be imprisoned for life. So we want that we first teach the libertarian principles, the libertarian ideology, the classical liberalism ideology to the public, such that we first get the support from the people, and then we can move freely now. We don't want to first be violent. We want to first teach the ideology to the people, create that platform, such that we can first gain support from the people before we go for those big positions in the government.
So it might be.
Oh, how much?
Oh, yeah, Johan, you?
Yeah,
I already asked too much.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I just wanted to know how big is the chance that you become elected? What are your chances?
Yes. Yeah. So I think we shall keep in touch. Money for campaigns is also a problem now, but for me, I'm determined, given my passion, to teach the public, teach the community about classical liberalism, and our team is also committed. Though in the lockdown, there are some where and where, but after the lockdown, all of them will be brought on board. We are still using social media on WhatsApp groups and Facebook and etc. We are still doing that. So we are ready. And I will continue to using some of my friends. There are some friends who have already gained public attention on also Liberta, like myself, and there is another one, my friend and mentor is called Mugabe John Socrates. He was a student at the Chambogo University. He was the guild president, and he has spent like 5 years now in the field of society. He has also gained control in the society. So we are involving many of them. We also want to attack the opposition, to reach the opposition, influence it, and teach it the ideas of liberty. So I believe we shall make it.
Yeah, that would be very good for the country. Actually, when you would get more attention for liberty and personal question. So there's economic liberty and there's personal liberty. If you must choose, which one is more important for you, personal liberty or economic liberty?
Yes, yeah. So currently, all of them are important, but currently during our ideologies, because the Africans have got that mindset behind themselves. When you first talk about individual liberty to them, they would think that these are now people who are being sponsored by the whites to come and bring homosexuality here. So that one may cause a bad first impression to the public, but we want to first bring economic freedom, and then we also teach them about personal liberty, such that now when you bring economic freedom and they really see that they are being affected, taxes are too high, they cannot move on, because for the government it thinks that when it increases taxes, then it can easily pay back the loans, yet it doesn't know that it is killing the economy and it is restricting many people, many of its citizens, from starting up their businesses, which would have grown into bigger companies to employ very many, and also to give much productivity. So we want to first bring in the economic freedom. We feed it very well to the public, but as we also bring in economic freedom, we bring in individual liberty, and now the liberty movement can start from there to flourish slowly by slowly, gradually.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Good approach, in my opinion.
What?
Yeah, good
approach.
Yeah.
Which?
A good approach.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You were talking about 2050 some time ago. Is that a conscious choice, or is there something organized in 2050, or is that just a long-term target?
Yeah, we have a long time target. It's our vision. Because if you know, there is this African Union thing. I think you have heard about it. The AU,
Yes.
they have their vision of 2063 to unite Africa. And remember, the AU is being mostly influenced by the African political rulers who want to unite Africa on the basis of over-exploiting the citizens and having the rulers being the only ones to benefit from it. So for us, our vision is 2050, see that the Libertarian movement has already caught up, such that before the AU's mission of uniting Africa on the basis of socialism, Libertarianism has already been fed in people, and the citizens are just demanding to take control over the government, not the government taking control over the citizens.
Clear statement.
Sounds good.
Well,
I don't have any question at this moment anymore.
Either, yeah. Very good message. And yeah. You don't have a website right now, eh? But people can, if they want to know more about this, they can find you on Facebook, also on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. On Facebook, I use Libertarian Daniel Grundy. I think you would say, I sent the name with you. You will share it with them. Then I also have pages of where I'm speaking about building a freer, peaceful Africa. And I have another page of myself, Behangana Keneth Ssenkabirwa, aka Libertarian Daniel Grundy. Generally, if they can type in Libertarian, then they will at least get my name and like my pages or send me requests in the search lists on Facebook. I'm currently using more Facebook because Facebook is the one which has much following currently in Uganda.
I will put everything on the website, so you can very easily. Yeah.
Yeah, I think even this video is being recorded.
Yeah. I will now show the people who are watching the QR code so they can grab their phones and send you a donation. And then we will be back.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we're back again. Well, yeah, thank you very much. It was nice hearing from you how everything is going, and yeah, I wish you good luck with the campaign.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish that we keep in touch and I keep giving you information of what is taking place and how we are moving on with the campaigns and registering the African Libertarian Union and its progress. I wish that we keep in touch. Maybe I can also share with you my WhatsApp number.
Okay, yeah, yeah. We can put it
WhatsApp?
everything on the website. We can put everything on the website.